Hey, it's Rob Snowhite. I'm going steelhead fishing in a couple of days, and this is the gear I'm bringing with me. Normally, it's quite cold. We get about 10 inches of snow on this weekend. It's going to be in the 70s and upper 60s for most of the days with a little bit of rain. So instead of several gloves, net gaiters, hats, and base layers, I'm going to be packing stuff as if I was fishing on a nice fall afternoon. So we're going to start off with some of the gear, because it's big and it's in the way, is the hard tackle. So mostly 8 weights. I've got my classic 10-foot 8 weight Reddington rod. It's pretty basic. I've got my TFO Deer Creek 11-foot 6 weight. And then in here, I'm going to be putting my standard 9-foot 8 weight with a fat shooting head. And that's because I'm taking my raft and I'm floating. If the weather's this warm and the water levels are that low, I might as well go float the Salmon River of New York. And I want to take that rod because the last time I brought a spare rod on the watercraft, it got broken. And then the rod, I don't even want you looking at. It's very shy. So paparazzi, mind you. This is my switch rod. It's 11 feet long, 8 weight, and I find it a stunning work of art. It's an Orvis Helios, and I love this rod. We've been through a lot together, and I can't wait to take it out. It wants a twin. We're like a sibling, like my 6s and 8s have. So that's it for now. I'm taking 4 to 5 rods with me. It's going to be fish half Saturday, camp, fish all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, get up, and then get back down to DC by like 3 or 4 o'clock. So that's the rods. We're going to go into the fly tying because I'm a neurotic fly tyerman, and the whole point of steelhead fishing for me is to try and fool them on something that I caught. So what I need, of course, is my fly tying kit, the mobile one. You can hear about this on my podcast, but now you can see it visually. Let me take some of this stuff down. All right, so what do I need first to tie flies? Well, I need my bright lamp. That's already packed in a storage bin. I need my vise. This is going to be a Regal standard medallion. It's nice and greased. Be sure to grease and lube your Regal vices. And then I've got my weight here. I'm taking a pedestal because you just frankly never know about where you're going to be tying. So Saturday, I might be tying in my car. Sunday, I'll be tying in a lodge. So we got the Regal vise. Then my tools, which are nicely organized here. I've got my threads. I've got 6/0 black. I've got bass white. I've got chartreuse green 210. 6/0 white. 6/0 red. 210 denier hot pink. G brown. That's about 20 years old. I'm using for caddis. Doesn't matter if it's old. It's getting wrapped over with another material. I've got clear mono, I've got chartreuse 210, and then black 210. For my epoxies and stuff, I've got Solarez, and all this fits right here in my little caddy, nice and tight, and then I got my nice Solarez light. I got my really old hackle pliers. These things may date back to high school, and then I've got these clips. You can get these at the dollar store. They're fantastic. Scissors, I got my big cutting scissors. I got my standard loons, except as you can see, the tips never line up on these. Doesn't matter what I do, tips never line up. And then the Pat Cohen scissors, you just can't beat these. Tip for fly tying, just never put your scissors down. You can always hold your bobbin, do what you need, but always have your scissors here. If you've watched some videos with Bill Skilton, he does it with 2 scissors in one hand. And then in case I need to cut shanks, cut down anything else, I've got some wire cutters. I have got some needle nose pliers, a spare Griffin bobbin, one of my favorites. I got my little itty bitty scissors. Something that is absolutely pivotal in my fly tying for steelhead is my OPST, Olympic Peninsula Skagit Tactics dubbing spinner. It's heavy, and you spin it, and it just keeps going. I always keep it in here so I don't lose it. I have got a retractable scalpel. That is for cutting braid wire for intruders. Whip finisher and a clip for tying dubbing loops and stuff, which I have not done in about a year. And then my hands are going to get pretty raw out there fishing, so I've got emery boards, so my fingertip skin doesn't get caught. I've got a little dubbing brush and pick, and I've got a little piece of Velcro here to pick things out, and then a whip finisher. That's really it for tools. I just take sort of the basics of what I need. Always take more than I need, but that way I'm always prepared. I'm taking a big car. I've got plenty of space because I'm not taking lots of layers. I have got my Steelhead intruder stuff. So in here I have, Misty gave me this. This is to attach some intruders with straight pins into my Regal vise. I've got OPST long pins. Those are pretty much only going to be for tying really big graboid styles. I've got some smaller ones that I made myself from a bunch of hooks that Misty gave me. I've got the longer ones by Flymen Fishing Company. These are great. And I've got some heavier ones from Flymen. I picked these up at Richie's Shop, District Angling. Just short, heavy, get you down a little faster. And then I've got the little ones from Flymen. I just get them all in black. You can't see the color. I mean, what color is that from that far away? No, it's like rose. You can't tell. And underwater, moving. And then just some random hooks in here. I've got everything from Matsuo to Orvis to Allen to Dairiki. And I keep that so I don't have to go look for everything when I'm tying intruders. And I don't really need to tie any because I got plenty. I've got glass beads just because I'm working on a new pattern with the orange ones. I've got my straight up beads, and these come in every size, color, and weight. The cones over here are for bacon flies and some graboids, and then I've got multicolor ones here, and then inside, I gotta be careful with this. I've got them labeled, some of the sizes. Mostly brass. I'm not doing a whole lot of tungsten because with the currents and the weight, it kind of negates the fact of using tungsten. Man, I got flies. We'll go into that later. More flies, another fly. I got shad flies with me this year. I really think that if we start swinging something like this, we're going to put some big steelhead in the net. I mean, here's some pink and blue ones. I'm going to tie up some all pink ones. Dirty Bill likes orange, so we got some orange ones. And then you need some Snowhite damsels. You know, I got plenty to go. Probably the most effective fly I fish, and I really want to catch a steelhead on one this year. And I got some extra like shad nom-noms and shad puffs. So I got plenty of room in the Xterra for that. I've got my braid wire for intruders. Pow. And then randomly I've got some wire for pheasant tails, caddis, and jumbo johns. And then everything else should be in bags. I can't. I'm showing you that one. Okay, so here is random yarns. So I've got Hellgrammite yarn and legs in case I want to make Hellgrammites when I'm up there. And then Korean scrub yarn. Just a variety of different colors. There's a piece of vinyl rib that snuck into there. I'll put that back. I wish that was black vinyl rib. And there's a piece of purple vinyl rib in there. Wow. Again, I wish that was black vinyl rib. Okay. So yeah, Korean scrub yarn. There's no Korean grocery stores in Pulaski. So I've got that with me. Keep it flat. You can take all the air, push it out like a space bag, and then do that. And then you can stack all these in a bin, and they take up virtually no space. I'm going to go from left to right. There's another box of flies. I've got stuff for crystal meth and sucker spawn. So this is just your standard hairline, dyed pearl diamond braid in every color. Some of them are bagged, some of them are not. Last year on Christmas, it was this color, chartreusey green. My favorite is going to be sort of this off orange color one. That's pretty been my go-to for the last 2 decades up there. Some of these bags are so old and warped, it doesn't matter if I try and suck air out. I got everything for bacon flies in here, so that is going to be giant rooster tails. And then I've got chenille I've got rubber legs, and I've got flash. So if I want to tie bacon flies, everything is in there. These are fantastic, very webby. I've got my Primo colors of Marabou in there, so these are going to be the best of my bag. That way I don't have to take a bag this big. Marabou, again, you need to buy in person and go through it. Like this one for my Green Highlander colors, I mean, it is just, it's magical. I'll pull it out. Let's find a really beautiful one. Like, look at that. Do you know what that is going to swing up on the Salmon River? When that is palmered around one of those shanks. A lot of marabou on these flies. As Supinski would say, movement without motion. You want your flies to be able to hang in the current or swing and just have motion. Marabou on me. Okay. This stuff, pearl cord braid for worms. Be careful when you melt the ends. It's really hot. Just a random bag of Estaz's crystal braid chenille, really nice steely blue. And then I've got these synthetic hackles also from Hairline. Those I use in the graboids. And then, yeah, random extra chenilles. It's a nice bag. I think I grabbed a fresh box of bags last year when I went up there. Schlappen. I'll be using these in maybe buggers, but mostly in intruder style flies. Flies tied on shanks. Can't really call them intruders anymore. And then this stuff in case I'm going to do pickle bugs. And this has all been organized since last year. It's been fantastic. I've been working out of these. This is my Jumbo John and Steelheads. It's got cowtails, black, brown. It's got hackles in it. It's got peacock, hen hackle. It should have a full soft hackle skin in there. And if I don't have that, then I would be forced to buy one in person up there, which isn't so bad. A lot of peacock. All right, different types of flash. I've got Mirage, Flashaboo. I've got everything from Krennic to Polar Fly. I mean, it's just, everything's in there. This blue one I get from Orvis. This one's also from Orvis. This is fantastic in steelhead flies. Doug's bugs, if I could find more of that. It's this stuff from Orvis, but in the blue that just lights up like nothing else I've seen in the water. And that's what I use on my clousers. Goodbye, Flash. I'll see you tomorrow. Dubbing. So I've got extra dubbings, but my most normal ice dub colors are going to be in here. And then I can just pick them out. You can get this from any fly tie or craft store. What else do we have? Dodgy Marabou. I got space. More Schlappen and saddle hackles and rooster tails. These are going to be for swinging flies. The vinyl ribs. So for stone flies, anything segmented goes in here. For eggs, I've got McFly foam and egg yarn. 20 years worth of collections of colors. Zonker strips. Cross-cut rabbit. And these are going to be for the intruder style flies, inspired by Midnight Custom Flies. Flat braid for eggs and stuff. And then San Juan worm. Every color for 20 years. And then I still want to catch something on this. This is the one I don't sell. I don't sell worms out of this very often, but I want to tie a leech out of this. If you find a black squirmy, wow, it's pretty rare. Two of these going like that, like my worm, is a perfect leech imitation, probably the best you will ever see. And I base that on having a pet leech in my aquarium for several years and watching it move through the water. And then I've got, whoa, sucker, what we got here? Boom, jungle cock. And then some knickknacks, pheasant tails, and then a couple of packs of unsorted rubber legs. Again, I've got every one of these from Hairline, so I'd rather not have to buy them. And then I got this from autumn siren flies years ago for making the White Death. In here, I still love the Scotty baby wipe thing. Hooks, shanks, galore. Again, I have it. I don't want to have to buy it. It doesn't take up space. And then variety of hooks from Firehole, Matsuo. I guess I could probably show you some of these sizes. These 12s, 14s, 10s in the mustads. Matsuo size 6s for intruders. Some little Matsuos. I don't know if you can find those in the market anymore. If we're doing micro eggs for some reason, we're going to do that. I love a good mustad hook. And these are nice and heavy. These are the dodgy ones from Misty to use in intruders. That's about it. And then in here, it's mostly going to be saber hooks. Got a lot of sabers. 70-21, 70-30, 70-56. And then Orvis intruder hooks. Where are those? I like the Orvis size 4s. And then just a variety of metal beads. That is what I'm going to pack in case, for some odd reason, all the flies I'm about to show you just aren't working and I need a backup. Or in case I've got nothing else to do up there at night. Give me daylight savings. The sun's going to set early and I am going to be free early. Also, colorful beads. Showed you before. These are very smooth. They remind me of little mints you get in a restaurant. And then I also grabbed this one. So that's fly time material. Now I'm going to show you what's in my big gear bag. Start off with flies. So I've got some of these for Dirty Bill. My girlfriend tied the pink one for me yesterday morning. I've got some of my graboids and intruders in here. I've got some more graboids and intruders here. And then everything is to be packed inside this big Orvis bag. So I can go through this now. Up here, strike indicators. New Zealand strike indicator, bobber strike indicators, and twisties for holding the rods together. Repair kit and ferrule wax. You can also use that wax in case of emergency, fires, whatever. Moving down, I've got big things with extra swivels, sunglass repair kit. If I'm carrying my DAT for the podcast, I got a battery. And then lip balm, ice off, don't need that this time. Waterproof matches. And then down in here, these Sea to Summit dry bags are going to be on the boat. They perfectly fit. Roll a TP. Had that in my backpack recently, saved the day for a client. Since he didn't have to wipe his bum with a $20 bill, I got that as an extra tip. Flies, we're going to go down the line. So just straight up buggers in a variety of colors. Why not? They're easy to tie. Don't mind if you lose them. They're going to work anywhere you go in the world, but we tie colorful ones for up there. Random box of eggs from 20 plus years ago, some indicators and worms. Another pack of my prime intruder flies. So these are just going to go in, I don't know, a Ziploc bag in my day pack. And then I've got my Healing Waters metal box, worms, stoneflies, and egg things. Yes, and there's stuff tied with material you'll never find, because that's what I do. Last time, every time I broke off a fly, I had to tie on a San Juan worm. I just punished myself. So there's that. I got a Risen Fly box here, and that is full of meth. And what I end up doing is, my bag's usually on shore, and I just stick a couple of these in my pocket. Flashback soft hackle stonefly. Regular hook, not jig. Then we have a whole box of bacon flies. It's the only non-intruder style streamer I really throw for trout, for non-migratory. So that's the Snowhite bacon fly. That's been responsible for, I wasn't expecting this in there. It's a really nice rubber-legged stonefly. So yeah, these are my bacon flies. 6-inch fish, 34-inch fish. Random bag of DC style swinging flies for stripers. Dirty Bill wants some orange flies. We got orange in there. Some more orange for Dirty Bill and his clients. I've got some mermaid marshmallow pie hobos. And then I've got, this is what I've been working on. Always put your last name on your boxes, especially this one. This is gonna be my jig swinging box. So it goes jig, softback, flashback, pheasant tails, and HNICs. And then on the bottom, I'm gonna do a study on caddis flies this year. Let's see if I can catch something on a caddis. So these ones are the ones I'm gonna fish first. But you can see the brown one there. That's when I used that old Orvis G thread. And that's pretty much it for flies. Unfortunately, there's going to be split shot, extra swivels, hand warmers, probably don't need them, 2.5 pairs of gloves, this stuff, Dirty Bill hat, this hat, my Steely buff, and then my reels. My main reel I'm going to fish is going to be this one. It is my Hatch 7 Plus, and I trust it. It's smooth, it's beautiful. It has a short 450 grain shooting head on it to a piece of Amnesia, and this was put on the river last year. Amnesia is going to go to a piece of 30-pound mono, to a piece of 20-pound, and then that'll be to a swivel to the tippet. And this handsome reel is now going to go back in this little pouch. That's going to go on the 11-foot 8-weight. Also got one of my hula girls here. Definitely be fishing a hula girl. I've got my Orvis super fat line. I don't think I'm going to need this to throw 70, 80 feet with low water. It's a tank of a reel. Caught many big fish on it. Orvis DXR. This one again has got like a 425 shooting head on it. And then this is the spool. The reel's on my 8-weight. Backup lines. Orvis, weight forward, 8 bass, or no, that's Polyfuse, weight forward, 8 bass. The Candy Fairy apparently came and put some haichu in here. I've got some Rio extra lines to go, and then 2X, 1X, 1X. And yeah, that's it. That's what I'm taking to the Salmon River, along with a little bit of clothes. And hopefully I don't have to go into town too much, and I can focus strictly on fishing. Daylight savings, brighter earlier, darker later. And I'm going to try and float. There will be a podcast for this, so stay tuned. Who knows who we're going to meet up on the way? Hopefully someone interesting, and we get another podcast out of that. So thanks for watching. How a guy from Northern Virginia packs for a Great Lakes Steelhead trip. My waders are going to be Orvis. My boots are Corkers. They got big spikes on them. I can cover that up when we're up there. All right, thanks.